Ladies and gentlemen, hello and good afternoon from ANS Adria office. We are delighted to announce that ANS Adria will organize a series of webinars that are dedicated to innovations and trends in security and related industries. Starting from today, we will cover topics from video surveillance, access control, and cybersecurity. The last webinar will actually focus on artificial intelligence as a technology and its use across different fields in security and related industries. Today, we will talk about video surveillance. It is so much important and it is critical pillar of the security industry. More about innovation in video surveillance will be told by our speakers who are actually coming from different leading global brands. So I invite my colleagues Bogdan Gavril from Access Communications, Marijo Kolovrat from Motorola Solutions, Luka Kučić from Alarm Automatica, and my colleague Đorđe Baćić, who is coming from VIVOTEK. Hello guys, how are you? Thank you for joining me to stage.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you so much, Said.
Hello, thank you.
How is going on your side? Is everything very well?
It's all perfect.
Yes.
It's all perfect. I know that it's 2 p.m. It's actually afternoon, and believe that all of you have some of your duties in the morning. But I believe also that you are not tired and that you prepared for this webinar. Are you?
Yes.
Fully ready.
Let's see in 1 hour.
Let's see in 1 hour. Yes, exactly like that. So the idea actually of this webinar is to present you the solutions from these brands that are coming from these representatives, but also we will cover the topics in regard to video surveillance and in regard to innovations. So let's start from colleague Bogdan Gavril, who will actually share with us what is new in access communication, and he will actually talk more about artificial intelligence, about edge analytics, and so on. Bogdan, are you here?
Yep. Yes, I'm going to share my screen now. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, screen. So, yep. So I think everything is okay now. The presentation?
Yes, we see it.
All right. So thank you so much, Said, for inviting us at this event. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of this journey together with the rest of the speakers. I made a short of a presentation because I know that we're going to have the panel afterwards, in which we're going to cover, the main topics of AI, the challenges, and all the regulations that we might face in the near future. So before that, I don't know if everyone from the audience is aware about who Axis is. So I made a bit of a presentation on the history. So it's very common, for us in the security world to hear about innovation very, very much, and we are keen actually on sharing with you that the journey of Axis started many years ago, back in 1984. So where we have our headquarters in Lund, in Sweden, and for over actually more than 30 years. Axis has been a pioneer in the network and security industry. So we had one goal of driving the shift from analog to digital, and we managed to do that in a very nice way. And if you're looking back in the history, we've been pioneering a lot of innovations. Starting with the first IP camera back in 1996. But we were doing a lot of other things, in order to emphasize the innovation. But I will cover that in a few seconds. So if you're looking at the portfolio, this is actually composed from cameras, of course, end-to-end solutions, analytics, speakers, and intercoms, anything to achieve the customer needs. It's very important to mention that we have a complete indirect business model. So we have the system integrators and partners with whom we are in charge of support and everything, but everything goes through distribution on commercial part. In the same time, We have more than 4,000 employees. We're present in 52 countries at this moment. And as most of you know, guys, from 2015, we're part of the Canon Group. A very important aspect that we are touching a lot in our corporate events and together with a lot of our partners as well is our commitment to build a smarter and safer world, but also from the point of view on social, environmental, and sustainability. And those are very important for us as innovation is. So starting with 1996, we completed our first environmental assessment. And since then, the transparency and the responsible business practices are a fundamental part of our culture. Another important part in this slide that I would like to mention is that Axis is committed to the UN Global Compact, and we do align our strategies and operations with universal principle on human rights, on labor, environment, and anti-corruption. If we're going to go back in time, so I prepared this slide because it says a lot about what we were doing. So back in '84, you know, the co-founders Michael Carlson, Martin Gren, and Kit Bloodworth were actually setting up the change, the way people use and think about digital devices. That's what marked the beginning and the commitment to create a smarter and safer world. So we did that on open standards. That was extremely important, and that was actually supporting us to grow together with our partners. So in '96, the first camera, which was called NetEye Axis 200, and then migrating the analog to digital was done through video encoder. So we invented as well the first video encoder to handle that. It was a milestone in that because we decided to create our CPUs as well. They're called RPEC, so Axis Real-Time Picture Encoder. That's what RPEC means. So once we have started that, everything that was related to image processing, compression, video analytics, network compression, and so on got really well optimized. So that was our main goal in doing professional systems. In the same time, we innovated a lot in image usability, so technologies like Light Finder to let us see during the night in color images, and wide dynamic range forensic capture were some of them on the image usability. But we went further away into compression, so we made this ZipStream technology based on H.264 and H.265 to make things as smooth as possible. Once we have made the first RPEC 7 CPU, we decided to go a bit further. So we created another external CPU, which was actually handling the deep learning processing part. So that was the journey that we started back in 2018. And it gave us major advantages in image processing in order to support the analytics. Back in 2020, we created directly a deep learning platform that was actually able to handle the things in a very, very professional manner. So I forgot to give you the clicks, but yeah, all those things I mentioned. And one more thing that I forgot to mention regarding the year 2000 actually was the first year when we made, like, say, the first analytics, you know, which was the video motion detection based on pixel changes. And just a bit of a journey with the way the CPUs were introduced. So going back to 1999, when the first RPEC was introduced, we were trying just to match analog cameras because analog cameras were so good at that time that it was very hard for us to achieve the same level of image usability, image quality, smoothness of the image. So starting that moment, 1999, going further away, we went through compression, we went through the image usability, image quality, and getting to optimize a lot of aspects. When RPEC 6 was there, video analytics was already at a very high level. And as mentioned earlier, together with RPEC 7 and further RPEC 8, we made things extremely well. The last slide of my introduction. In order to achieve this coverage, we wanted to dedicate our solutions towards different verticals, from cities, retail, transportation. So we have all of those well documented for our partners in order to be able to give them ideas of how to actually approach some of the relevant customers from each industry. Said?
Thank you very much, Bogdan, for this short introduction about Access Communications, about the company. It's really nice to see all these milestones that you did actually. A few questions for you. You mentioned actually these additional values behind the security. But let's go back firstly to AI topic, and we know that access communications is actually one of the frontiers in artificial intelligence. So, talking about AI, when did your company actually realize that this was a trend to follow and invest in this technology heavily?
So there is tons of data nowadays, right? So there's been a lot of noise of how to handle data, how to actually react on that. But the value is now in useful data. So data which users can leverage for deeper insight and improve actually in this way the effectiveness. You'd get actually the benefit throughout an organization if you are able to see exactly what is relevant for you. When you try to boil it down, every second counts, and users want access, in a very flexible way to actionable insights. So that's actually our vision on how the AI will actually be leading forward. And the obvious need for smarter analytics and data management of different applications to achieve the goal of more data being used. So if you're looking to see as a whole, there will be a shift in focus from analytics to action. So rather than telling you that something is wrong in a scenario, actionable insights will help you decide which action to take in that specific use case. So that's why I think that the direction would be for us to better understand each scenario in order to know what AI capacity is required for that customer site.
Okay, thank you very much. And when talking about AI, are there any setbacks in using AI in video surveillance?
Yes. So as you all know, guys, in surveillance, there is the privacy considerations. And legislations are part of the groups of interest that we always bring up to the discussion. For example, if you have areas in which you are using the cameras, right? The access rights of installation, the management of data, all the cybersecurity aspects are always being brought up to the discussion. Working in this space actually has supported us to form an ethical code of conduct, over years, which continues actually to navigate us through the new technologies and the shift in the market. When working with analytics, with AI, the new considerations are necessary both when developing the application, when you start actually to think about them, but also when using them, actually in putting them in place. We don't believe actually in bad things, like Wozniak is saying nowadays, that we should stop a bit the AI. So we don't believe in banning technology itself. As innovator, we need to push the boundaries of knowledge and preserve the openness and actually the freedom to explore new technologies. At the same time, we only develop commercial offerings for user scenarios in which we believe that we need to communicate the whole intent. That's why actually, guys, we have started to have the software bill of materials published on our products on the website. So with that in mind, of course, the legal framework, like similar to GDPR, for instance, it could be aligned in order for us to start having AI transparently created and implemented as well.
Thank you very much, Bogdan. We will reach you again later. Now we will continue with the second presentation. We will call our colleague Đorđe, who will also talk about AI, about face recognition and analytics. Hello, Đorđe. How are you?
Hi to all from sunny Zagreb. It's very nice. Spring is coming. I will try to focus more on some product VIVOTEK, what is new. Can I start with the sharing?
Yes, sure.
Okay. I will in the short tell about, just a second, about, can you see my presentation?
Now we see it, yes.
Okay. I will in short explain about VIVOTEK. VIVOTEK is Taiwan-based company founded in the Taipei 2000, already 23 years. We are part of the Delta Electronic groupation. Delta Electronic is one of the biggest electronic producer in the world. That is in the short. All our production is based on the Taiwan, and I will skip on the presentation. Today I will present just a second. Okay. New VIVOTEK VMS. It's a VSS, Vast Security Station, but it's bring more analytics and more feature how to handle analytics. I will go to platform for the AI image build. What is the three pillars? Smart VCA, it's VIVOTEK Analytics, facial recognition, and license plate recognition. Prevent something that don't happen. Deep search. Deep search, it's VIVOTEK, it's searching recorded material for extracted attribute. I will show more. How? Find by appearance, gender, age, clothing, color, accessories. I will try to start the video to show. Just a second. Now, people appearance, we can search by the color, by the gender, by the age. You can see it's VSS. We find the yellow, somebody with the yellow top wearing. Next, it's by appearance vehicle and vehicle color. We will choose search blue truck. Okay, and next, find by behavior. We can choose intrusion, line crossing, and loitering. You can see now we will add line crossing, and you see, you will search motorbike. Okay. Find by person, by location. This is the feature where we can use research on this camera for the special person, or the all cameras, or selected cameras. Now we will search on the all cameras. You see. Okay. To finish video. Okay. Find the person by location. Same. Okay. Prevent happened. Attribute search, scene search, and the research. What mean attribute search? That we can find the object in the appearance. Scene search, find the object by its behavior, and research, search through all the camera by similar object appearance. Protect your, at same time, to protect your data shield. Encrypt stream with TLS encryption. Ensure image VSS digital watermark, helps for the protect recording. And the cyber security, VIVOTEK, it's known that it's first build cyber security on the edge. Trend Micro, it's on the all edge device, cameras and VRs, to protect from the brute attack, force attack. VSS, it's available for the money. We have little bit different structure. We give the all feature in the some version for free. You can see we have free version VSS Lite. That means that you get 32 VIVOTEK camera free of charge for the basic function. We have VSS Standard, where we give all this feature. You need only buy a license, camera license, and it's up to 128 camera. And VSS Pro have much more all feature and can be to 20,000 and plus cameras. You need only buy the license. It's not, don't need to buy extra feature. All feature, it's in version what is supported. And this is the all AI platform, deep search, attributes in research, monitor substation, broadcast, TLS encryption, encoded file encrypted, and digital watermark. This part, monitor substation, it's very, very important because VSS is not only VMS, can be and central management station. That means that you can monitor very pretty large number of the NVRs, all from the one place, and all analytics events you will get from the NVRs direct on the VSS. Second product, it's a face recognition camera. VIVOTEK, it's produce a face recognition camera on the edge. That means that all software and all work, it's working on the camera. It's VIVOTEK camera, and software, it's by Suffer from the Real Networks from the US. We can mask detection, gender estimation, age estimation, master-slave infrastructure. That means that one camera can be primary and can control all others. Trigger camera action. That means that we can control all digital input, output, or any other trigger to get, if it's some blacklist or whitelist or something. Enroll stranger automatically, that it's somebody show on the face recognition on camera, and face it's recognition, face it's detected, and you can enroll them in the system. Very important for the privacy protection, it's that we can disable sending and disable picture, that we can just get a name or some information about that person, that it's not visible picture from the base and the picture what is camera take. Secure links, encrypted link and the SD card communication, it's encrypted from the camera to some third part, some software, and SDK, it's encrypted file. Support API integration for the third part. 10,000 faces we can store on the camera in the 32 gigabyte SD card. Deep learning, accurate rate over 99%. Mask, it's okay. Support recognition with the mask. Age, gender, support. Fully integrated. Trigger digital output alarm and the optical setting, and NDA compliant. VMS integration, VSS, March Network, Genetec Security Center, and the milestone. That is all the VMS when we can send information. And for the A, we can offer complete facial recognition portfolio, 10,000 database in the camera, NDAA, serverless. What it's very important for the face recognition, that means that camera can be standalone on the some place and just send the images of detection. Don't need to have a big bandwidth and to doing recognition on the some server. In this case, server it's only managing. VIVOTEK faced me. Vast faced me. It's only management software for the upload and for the receiving events. And thank you. Just a second. Okay.
Thank you very much, Đorđe.
It was too long, or I was in the time?
It was perfect.
Okay,
It was optimized. Thank you for this presentation, and thank you for updating us from what is new in VIVOTEK. We will reach you later. Now we are going to Luka Kučić. He's export director in Alarm Automatica. Hello, Luka. How are you?
Hi, hello. I'm fine, thanks. You?
Very well, very well. We are in the middle of discussion. Access Communication and VIVOTEK, actually their representatives Bogdan and Đorđe, they show to us what is new in their company, what is new in the market. since you are actually coming also from the company which is distributing these products, I would like to ask you, and if you can share with us, what is the market feedback when it comes to implementation of these new technologies?
It really depends how we examine the market needs. We are present in Southeast Europe, so the different things are needed in our market versus Western Europe. But we are really trying to examine what the market needs, what we can offer, and then find some kind of mutual level where we can saturate the market with that things that they really need, and not to push something which is not needed on the market. So some things happen over the night naturally, like wearing a mask. This came during the COVID pandemic from 0 need to 100 need. And some cases, maybe we mistake time, we mistake possibilities that can be done, or maybe maturity of the technology, and we come too soon. So yeah, it all depends on us how we prepare to approach the market with some new functionality. But all in all, we are quite happy, and the market, this is a technology sector, so the market responds really well to some new things that we bring.
Exactly. And what is new in DVC brand? Can you share with us?
Okay. Yeah, I can even show you this in my presentation. So maybe we can share the screen, and I'll just try in 5 minutes to bring you up to speed of what's going on. So as I said, I'm Luka Kučić from Alarm Automatica, and I'm thankful for INS and for colleagues that are present in this webinar to be able to share my time with you. And when we mention Alarm Automatica, we are a company from Croatia that is present in South European market. We are a company that's 30 years old with offices in 11 countries. And since today we are talking about trends in CCTV or in video surveillance, I would like to showcase the 3 brands that we currently have in the offer. This is DVC, Hikvision, and Reallink. And we don't consider ourselves just as a distributors. We don't want to be just box movers. We want to provide hardware, but as well software to follow that hardware, to provide services for our clients in the way of technical support, which is present in each of 11 countries and here in headquarters in Rijeka, as well as the platform which we offer to all of our clients, which is our B2B platform and B2C platform, where all of our clients can find in any time of day our stock availability, prices, data sheets, webinars, or any kind of information that they need. So if we're talking about trends in CCTV, we cannot mention at least 5 that for sure are emerging and will be even more important in the next 5 years. The main one is AI and deep learning. And the video analytics for sure will come from this AI and deep learning phase, as well as the integration with other systems, because we are shrinking the gaps between, let's say, CCTV and access control. This gap was before huge, and now it's shrinking, and now even the CCTV system can be used as access control. So when we mention our portfolio, we tried to approach the market with 3 streams or 3 value propositions. This is Supreme, Smart, and Start series. You can view this as high, mid, and low segment on regards to either values or some kind of functionalities. So if we're discussing this AI analytics, which for sure will be a buzzword in the next 5 years, this was always marked for high-end cameras. And we see that there are huge benefits of this. And this is the reason why we are trying to bring this AI analytics down to the mid-level or to mass adoption on the market. So we are talking here primarily about object recognition. This is the reason why this year we are bringing Meta AI to the market. And what is this? This is metadata. So our cameras are smart enough to move from motion detection, which was the main analytics up until 2 years ago, and to move this to object recognition. And it allows us to recognize on one scene that this object is human, that this is a bike, and this is a car. So we want to target, we know what we can target, and we say, okay, this is human, this is male, middle-aged, so it gives us around 15 attributes that we can put with footage and record it to the NVR. And this means that in a later date, we can check, okay, there was a perpetrator who robbed the store and he has a red jacket, as Đorđe from VIVOTEK mentioned as well. So we can grab a look at all the cameras that were recording and extrapolate the images containing persons who have red jacket. So let me give you a brief snippet of how this looks. So this is our colleague, she's walking into this AI part, and automatically this footage is stored with some metadata behind it. So this is, okay, this object, this is clearly human, it's a female youth, from what direction she is walking from. So this will enable us to, in real time, after the footage is ingested into the NVR, to see what was going on, to extrapolate some analytics, and to have better understanding and not have to sit in front of your PC and look at a 10-hour footage to see what's going on. So this is one trend, and the second trend is connected to the servers. We are quite happy and we are quite astonished at the increasing of the needs for these servers. So the value of the servers is going down, or the price of them is going down. They are becoming much more accessible to mass market, and this is the reason why I think that this trend will continue this year as well. And to finish my brief presentation, this year we are celebrating 20 years on the market with our own brand DVC. We are quite happy because of this, as we are coming from a company from Southeast Europe, from Croatia. But we saw what's happening for the last 20 years on the market. We saw that we have really a good brand to be present on the market, and this is the reason why from this year we have decided to increase our warranty on all CCTV products to 3 years in all the markets that we are present. So yeah, I'm quite happy that we can say this here, and we can be on the same webinar with some pioneers, let's say, in video surveillance systems like my colleagues and their companies. So this is it from me, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Luka, and it's really nice information to share with our audience in regard to this increase in warranty when it comes to your products. We are honored for this one. You mentioned that you also started using AI and analytics in your products. So one question for you is in regard for this: what are actually the most technological advancements in using AI in the video?
This deep learning capability really skyrocketed this analytics, because we have vast amounts of data that we can analyze, and we can see what are some patterns or what needs to happen for something else to happen. And this is the reason why we can now use AI in the form, not just as this metadata to check what was going on, we can even predict some things which will happen due to this deep learning and AI functionality. We saw what's happening on the market with some other AI brands not connected directly to CCTV. Take, for example, ChatGPT and what is capability there. So I'm really looking forward to see, and a little bit worried what's going to happen in the next 5 years with this AI.
Great answer. To follow up on this question, when it comes to AI and when it comes to metadata, do you think that, according to you, that metadata is still not in 100% use?
That is still not 100%
use?
No, it's not. We can see this, that not all functionalities which are brought on the market and they are bought is not used fully. This is the reason why we need to educate the market about not what the camera can do, but what problems can it solve, and what kind of benefits can a client have with something maybe he's not using. So for sure, the usage, I'm not sure if it's even 50%, but I know that we will not stop educating the market and making sure that these innovations that other companies are as well doing, that is being used and implemented on the market. It will benefit us all.
Can we say then in that regard that actually metadata will help us to be from reactive to be more proactive? If you can say
in metadata, maybe no, but we have some AI analytic functions which can, let's say, help us to say, oh, this person has fallen. So we don't need to be in front of the stream and watch what's going on. So we can have 20,000 cameras connected, and the AI can say, okay, the emergency service is being notified because there is a person laying on the floor. So with this metadata, we can do archaeological part, and with AI, we can do predictive part. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Luka. Thank you for your presentation. Now we will skip to Marijo Kolovrat. He is coming from a Vigilon brand, Motorola Solutions. And Marijo, can you share with us what is new in Motorola Solutions in this year?
Hi, everyone. So for the auditorium that don't know me, I'm a regional sales manager for Balkans region, working for a Vigilon and Motorola Solutions company, and responsible for video security analytics and access control systems. Just confirm that my screen is shared.
Yes, we confirm.
Super. So we are at certain moment in a Vigilon for some people that maybe didn't hear about us. We are really one of the trend drivers, especially speaking about the AI. We started with the AI in 2014. We changed a little bit the strategy of what existed at that time. So we completely turned to something that was self-learning at that year, when still the market was doing kind of manual calibrations, etc., etc. So today in 2023, I'm proud to announce that Vigilon went with a completely new solutions in terms of the AI, but also in terms of the concept where we are going in the next couple of years. So we recently announced our two new portfolios, a Vigilon Alta and a Vigilon Unity, where the Vigilon Alta is AI-powered cloud-native security platform, mainly oriented for the video and access control, while the Vigilon Unity is again AI-powered platform, but it's on-premise based, which means that still we are keeping the equipment on-premise for the customers that are afraid to go to the cloud, but with a lot of nice spices that will come very shortly. That means that still a Vigilon Unity can be transferred to the cloud for the people that are really interested in that. So starting with the Vigilon Unity, something we delivered on the market. We released several new things, new products, new solutions, but I choose for this presentation to show you only one, and it's about how to add the right AI to the existing systems, and to cut the costs and to increase the effectiveness of that kind of solutions. So we brought on the market something that is very easy, very flexible, and we call that AI NVR. So AI NVR is a server-based platform which can gives the AI to the recording, to the monitoring, bring the completely new concept of how the security system is dealt with, fully GDPR ready, FIPS compliant for the cybersecurity, and what is also important, performing world-class AI for any third-party camera. The beauty of this solution is that with a single machine, we can collect and make the system up and running for up to 50, 60 cameras. So let's say the site of 100, 200 cameras can be switched to the fully brand new world-class artificial intelligence with a 3 to 4 servers. So this is one, let's say, turning point in how we see the market. So not only to offer on the market something that we call edge-based analytics, but also to give the power of our edge-based analytics to everyone that wants to use it without replacing the existing investments. In a point of a Vigilon Alta, this is where we see that the market will go. The trends are showing that the cloud adaptation is more and more adopted, speaking first from the IT segment, and then probably many of you already today are using some cloud-based solutions like antivirus programs, like Microsoft Office 365 or any kind, or if you are using the Dropbox or Box or any kind of these Google Drives or whatever. So obviously the trend is that the everything goes to the cloud. We were a little bit skeptic as a market a couple of years ago, but the things are not showing us the why to be worried, especially because the processing power, the 5G networks, and what my colleague before mentioned, this blowing of the cloud AI like ChatGPT or all these new brand new AI platforms that are amazing, and the capabilities are enormous and unlimited, give us the right to believe that this is the right path and where the industry will go in next 5 to 10 years. So we took the first step and we introduced on the market our cloud video security and access control suite, mainly oriented for now for the video and access control. It's a simple, it's a smart, it's a open, and it's a future proof. So that means that it can be installed and maintained very easy. It gives the power of the AI, and the sky is the limit in a next upcoming period, because as you know, the resources in the cloud are almost unlimited today. So it's a fully open that can be integrated through the API, through the SDK, and different ways of how to approach to this system. And again, future proof means that something that is upcoming and easy integrate to be integrated with other systems like other IT systems or any other cloud-based systems. So it's a simple. It's speaking about the access control. We introduced one completely new concept. We call that triple unlock technology. We have a patent on this. Means that the mobile credential for the access control, it's placed in the mobile phone. The mobile credential don't need to be up and running. We can do it through the push notification. We can start the application in the moment when it's necessary, and the nearest reader or the reader that is very close to that phone will look for 3 possible signals like cellular, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth, which whatever first will be detected, the access will be granted on that door. From another point of view, still we were taking care that existing systems are not in the cloud, so we are ready to make a transition for the existing system to the cloud, but also to choose different ways of how the granting the access through the secure doors will be done. Mainly, we believe that the mobile credential is the most optimal or easier way, but still we can deliver the pins, key cards, fobs, any kind of other devices that might support this kind of mobile credential. And something that is also very interesting, and we introduced recently on the market, AI voice AI intercom, means that with a single button we can ring to up to 1,000 different users through the voice recognition. So the guest can just say the name where he's going or whom he wants to reach, and immediately this will be redirected that call to the right person. The way how the system functioning is shown here in this short video, where you can see the short wave triggers the reader to search for the phone, and the phone immediately will send the data to the cloud. If the system, if that particular phone and user have the rights to access the grant, the door will be opened. This entire process is happening in less than 1 second, if there is a consideration about the time, how fast it is. Also, in a inconvenient mode, after working hours, we can also open the dual authentication. So except the waving, we can force the user to use the biometric reader, like a fingerprint on the phone or Face ID from the phone, in order to access the grant, to grant the access to that door. About the video, it's again another concept. It's very simple, means that it can be reachable from anywhere. It's a browse based, and during the installation, it's a QR based installation. So overall installation can be done with a mobile phone. Even the customer or installer don't need to turn on the laptop. It's a smart, because all these full feature set of the AI analytics is built in. Different rules, different approaches, or different behaviors can be detected. It's a fully deep learning based analytics, as the colleagues mentioned, because deep learning is something that is the best of the best at this moment. Especially because the deep learning, as the system is fed with more data, the learning of the system grow exponentially. So there is no limit where this system will finish after amount of time of up and running. It can be only just better and better. From the point of view of the real-time alerts, through different rules, different analytics, we can point and we can check for the different anomalies that are happening in the system, or any kind of scenarios that might be interesting for different customer. Sorry for Croatian language in couple of the rest of the slides. I just wanted to show you how the platform looks like. So we call that Aware. So this platform is ready to be combined with different technologies, like readers, cameras, and different type of the sensors. It is doing the classification of the objects. We can classify different types of the objects, like a human being, like a vehicle, motorbikes, motorcycles, trucks, buses, etc., etc. Also, the LPR data is immediately collected if needed and if necessary. And also one example here, how the classification of the people is done. Something that one of my colleagues mentioned, also possibilities for fast investigations, forensic investigations, through definition of different physical description of what the operator is looking for, based on the gender, based on the color, based on the type of the vehicle. So in particular case, looking for the person in a red shirt and giving the trajectory of the movement of this person across different cameras in one or multiple different sites. Similar way of searching for in this concrete case about the white car. So immediately getting the information and precise location. You can see here on the left, not only the video image, but on a georeference map, immediately to show where that car is positioned, and to get the full package of this information. Detection of the loitering, detection of different types of analytics, direction, speeding, or basically with the unlimited capabilities, especially with the upcoming moments and development that we are doing, and we will just bring with the system upgrade to all these cameras without any additional charging. The maps showing the position of the cameras in a real time, showing the different types of the classified objects, as you can see in this picture, representing of the cars, representing of the people, and with a simple, let's say, mouse coming over of these small icons, immediately getting the live stream from that particular area and what that particular camera recognized. The heat maps on the map or on the right side, you can see in the camera says itself, and basically really unlimited capabilities for this system. About the integrations, we developed something very similar to kind of app store. So people interested to do kind of integrations with this system just can go to this app store through our partner portal, and with a single click, they can just make up and running of different application and can do the integration without external or involving additional developer resources. The cloud is done right, is intuitive, is a secure, is a reliable, it's a proactive. From another point of view for the users, the main advantage: no servers, no local hardware, neither for the maintenance, neither for any other kind of spendings, interoperable, cost-effective, and scalable. From another point of view, the subscription-based model, that means that people will pay for what they are really using. So completely one new mindset for this cloud solution. And a couple of other interesting functionalities, but features that are really oriented to this architecture. The cameras are coming with a local storage capabilities, so the material is stored to the camera, then transferred if necessary to the cloud. We have different approaches: 30, 60, 180. It's basically unlimited how much data can be stored there. And what is the beauty of entire this technology? We are going on the market with up to 10 years warranty. So thank you very much for this short presentation, giving me a chance to present the new solution from Avigilon.
Thank you very much, Marijo, for this presentation. A really rich portfolio of these products. You mentioned in your presentation cloud and edge analytics, so I would like to stick to these questions. So when it comes to edge analytics, is cost reduction significant when using edge analytics? Can you estimate in percentage?
So say not really necessarily. We have different approaches. We are offering the edge-based analytics, but also if you hear my presentation, I mentioned this AI, and we are capable to add the analytics on the server, on the software. So comparing one to each other, it's comparable to the prices, but the most important is that the feature set is really rich, and the usability and accuracy is very close to 99%, which is a great achievement by Avigilon Analytics that we call Val 5 at this moment.
Thank you, Marijo. And the second question is related to actually cloud technology. Do you feel that customers still need to persuade it to choose the cloud over the on-premise video? Do they need to be more educated?
Yes, I believe. Yes, the path for introducing the new cloud security system, not on our side, but speaking on the global market, will take some time. So it will not happen over the night for sure. We need to ensure and spend a lot of time, especially in upcoming period, to educate the customers, to show them and open their eyes about the new possibilities, about the new models that is easier. It will bring the new and more powerful feature set, but also it will bring the new and better adaptation to the cloud technologies, comparing or making possibilities to be integrated with other technologies. Also, some other factors, I believe it will really blow the needs, or it will increase the needs for the clouds. And this is the upcoming 5G technology, 5G networks, but also the new approaches and the new developments that are much easier and much powerful in the cloud, because in the cloud, at the end of the day, there is not a question about the resources, about the GPU or CPU power. There, everything can be done.
Thank you very much, Marijo. When talking about cloud technology, Luka, can you tell us what are the advantages and disadvantages of cloud in video surveillance? If you can summarize.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I know that Mr. Marijo and the rest of the colleagues are much deeper into this segment. Unfortunately, we are still not yet there. But the main advantages would be that you can move off-premise or off-site equipment. If needed, you can have lower upfront cost. You can have redundancy because the servers probably where the goods are located are tier 4, so they have uptime of more than 99%. And the systems are easier. It's easier to scale the systems either up or down, depending on the needs. These are the advantages, and a couple of drawbacks is that you are highly dependent on internet connectivity, that you are not the physical owner of the recordings, and maybe some kind of privacy concerns which can come up from this. But this is for sure one of the pillars of the future in video surveillance. So we are keeping a close eye on this segment.
Thank you very much, Luka. Now we will skip to another topics, and it's related to radar and LiDAR technologies. My question is for Bogdan. Gavril. Gavril, are you here with us? So radar and LiDAR technologies are also gaining momentum in mainstream in security applications. So LiDAR sensors can be deployed in security context for a wide range of applications and use cases. Can you name some of these?
Thank you so much, Said. It's a topic which we have on the table for some time already. So more sensors are appearing. More sensors are being brought up to the discussion. And just to make a reflection over the topic that we touched earlier. So we are perceiving cameras nowadays as sensors, and we are getting more sensors involved in the combination with the data that is being brought up, or those metadata that all our colleagues, were mentioning about. So when you're speaking about surveillance nowadays, you're speaking about making a system complex and gather like monitoring temperature, noise, air and water quality, weather, monitoring. All those things are being brought up together because customers need solutions. So in order to have those on the table in the proper way, LiDAR was being brought up to the discussion as well, because it can provide even more information in environments that the normal camera is not able to handle it. We know where you are having all those finite measurements. So when you're having this in place, you can get things like object size, shape, distance, and those things are going to be really important. And we went a bit further with that, because we have this sensor fusion term, which is combining different sensors together to give more details and give to the operators and to the end user a more complete data representation with relevant data like distance, position, speed, direction, all those aspects. So that's why we came up with the technology which is called radar fusion. It's involved in the Q1656 DLE. So that is actually a complete solution that is aiming all those things together.
Thank you very much, Bogdan. You mentioned these edge devices as well. So, and they are becoming more increasingly more powerful. Processing information at the edge is a trend, and that's actually evident across all technology fields. So, question for you: how can edge analytics, particularly those assisted by AI, like machine learning or deep learning, can enable actually security professionals to do more with less?
Yeah. So we promised that starting last year, all our cameras will have deep learnings on them, and we kept our promise. So we really are keen on having the analytics on the edge, because we saw the value that we had through implementation of those cameras with many usabilities, because of the true partnership that we have on the Open API platform to develop those smart and innovative applications running on the edge. And we see that in order to make things smarter and to perform even more tasks than just streaming a video, of a location. So with the intelligence built in, the camera generates the metadata that all the other colleagues were mentioning in order to classify objects and to bring all the details about the environment in which the camera is able to see. All the details. You're going to classify them, you're going to gather them, and when needed, you're going to be able to quantify them. So because the number of cameras is, well, very big, and we are not able, like operators, to handle the information, the metadata will be the one providing the benefit that is the most important for the operator. So this is the concept of delivering the right data to the right person at the right time. So these informations actually are going to be directed toward the relevant audience. In the same time, you will also have the support for the post-event forensic review in order to have notable events occurring by applying filters to search for specific labels, like Marijo was showing as well, and all the other colleagues. So this will simplify and it will reduce the time of investigation, but very important, it can save life. So when you're looking, for instance, because we had this discussion at the conference, so we're bringing nowadays through video, we're bringing the chance of people to get the data as early as possible. So we have a partner called Arani. We managed to build with them such an amazing platform. We are able to detect early stages of fire. We detect smoke. When areas in which, for instance, the high steel ceilings, sensors will not be able to detect it. So I'm able to see the smoke when it happens after a few seconds. And I'm able to interfere immediately. I can save the property, I can save the life. So I believe that the AI goes in the direction in which, through proper algorithms, through proper modules, that will handle the proper scenario, we will be able to do things before it's too late.
Thank you very much. Bogdan, we will go to Đorđe. He will talk to us about dual cameras, dual possibility cameras. And the question is in regard to actually some indoor public areas, for example, garage or parking lots. They can be extremely dark or sometimes extremely light. And we know that when installing camera, we usually configure it in a specific lighting conditions. But when images are underexposed or overexposed, it can be actually impossible to identify the objects or people. Kind of technology such as, for example, wide dynamic range camera technology solve this.
Yes, VIVOTEK a long time that solved that problem with the VDR, double VDR. All VIVOTEK cameras have a new VDR Pro, what is 120 decibel or some 150, and that is problem. It's very good solved, and that is almost normal in the all cameras now.
Thank you very much, Đorđe. Talking about cameras, what is actually needed for a night vision security camera to capture good low light images that can actually serve as a forensic evidence for law enforcement officers that are actually investigating the crimes? Marijo?
That was the question for me?
Yes. Should I repeat it?
No. It's okay. So the question is not so trivial as it looks like. Someone will say, I have a lot of technical background. So someone will say WDR, someone will say low light, but I will put the problem on a different way. First of all, we need to understand the application. So before someone starts to investigate, we need to understand with the end user, with the system who is buying the system, what is the purpose of that particular or different cameras. Once we understand that, then we can set up this kind of scene to provide as much better quality as it could. during the nighttime. If you go in the beginning, by the physics, the nice picture is equivalent to a lot of light. So no light or low light, low image quality. However, the technology evolved across the years, so different tips and tricks are used. So let me mention a couple of them. Low light technology of the sensors. If we want to keep, especially we want to keep the color image during the night. WDR, which can be very beneficial, but also it can be very problematic. Depends on what kind of application. If you are concentrate on a fast running cars and you want to catch the license plate, then the WDR will just make a nightmare for you. So from another point of view, optimized IR light, if the monochrome picture is acceptable, using the cameras with a bigger sensor size. So obviously, bigger sensor size of the sensors, they have bigger pixels. Bigger pixel can collect more photons or more light. The different types of the lens. So aperture size on the lenses. Different technologies can be used to provide the exceptional or as much better image quality as it could. So we as a Vigilon, we are really working closely with our partners, with our key accounts, with our end users at the end of the day, to really approach on, let's say, every customer differently, and to help them even during the designing of the system, to give them the right insight that they will design, and at the end of the day they will have the results as they expected at the beginning. Sorry, it was not simple.
Actually, thank you for this detailed explanation, Marijo. It was really helpful for us. Speaking of these low light cameras, Luka, actually I shared with you one document which is actually a research done by ANS group last year, and the survey actually showed that low light cameras as the technologically are most major solutions. So there are like three main types of these cameras used for low light capturing, like low light or night vision with lenses, with sensors, or with image signal processor, IR illuminated or thermal. Can you explain the difference between them?
Yeah, of course. So the oldest technology, apart of turning on the lights on the premise, is using IR reflectors. They are emitting infrared light, and they don't need any kind of natural light in the scene to be able to see in the dark. The downside is you have a monochromatic image, and the downside is, depending on the situation, not always you can use this, because the IR diodes on the camera have limited range, and they have some problems which we fought during these years, which is a glare back, problems when it's snowing, when it's foggy. So this is the older technology which is still present on the market, don't get me wrong, and majority of the cameras are still being sold are with the IR light. The new technology now emerging on the market is this with ultra low light sensors, which means that they need really a minuscule amount of light to be able to see in color during the night. To put in simple terms, if you take your phone out to take a picture of your backyard, it will be like this, everything is black. But if you take a low level camera, low light camera, it will for sure make this image like you took a picture with your phone during the dusk. So this is something, some new functionality which needs to be explained on the market, and what is the benefit behind it. And third, what you shared here is a thermal camera. Those cameras are not that used in the distribution business. They are specifically focused on some areas where you don't also need any kind of light, but this camera is searching for heat output from the objects, and in that way creating an image based solely on heat. So this can be used to prevent fires, to monitor, let's say, border crossings where you think that you have in a forest somebody walking, and there is a huge difference between the heat our bodies radiating and trees, for example. So yeah, it all depends about, as I think Marijo mentioned, what is the premise, how it looks, and what does the client want. So each of these technologies will be offered by taking these things into consideration.
Thank you very much, Luka. We will return back to AI. And its actually use beyond security. Bogdan, if you can share with us what actually Axis Communications can offer to its customer when it comes to AI-driven business intelligence.
Said, I touched a bit on my last slot, and I was mentioning that, you know, moving beyond the security, the surveillance cameras have become really powerful sensors. So actually together they can create an advanced data-driven sensory network. We know with actually limitless possibilities. And through the advanced analytics that we're having and the data which is being generated, those metadata, you add this layer of value above the system. And we do this, and we are generating all this valuable information beyond the security world through our partners. So having this Axis camera application platform, our partners, our company software developers are actually generating based on the needs of the customers relevant information. So if we're looking back many years ago when we acquired the Cognimatics company, you know, that was able to count people in and out just by using a camera mounted at the entrance. Nowadays, most of the shopping malls in the world are having our solution there. So we are counting people, for instance. That's beyond the security. I mentioned, you know, the fire detection. We have LPR software, which is not doing just recognition of the plates, but we are doing, you know, the type of the vehicle, you know, the brand of the vehicle, the model of the vehicle, color of the vehicle, all those metadata which are being fed out to the system in order for the accuracy to be higher and higher and have more data being brought up to the system. All those data are being provided to the VMS, you know, to the video management software, and you are going to gather the data as an insight on how to, you know, maybe prioritize traffic differently. You know, we had Martin Gren in Romania, you know, the other week, and we were pointing out automatic incident detection and traffic data collection toward different institutions. And they were so keen on having data in order to know, why is this happening? How can we actually make things better in order for other people to have a better life, to have a better livability condition in their cities? So it's a very long topic, you know, to be discussed in just few seconds. But I believe that the trend would be that based on the customer needs, we will have a partner building a proper solution to get that problem solved.
Thank you very much, Bogdan. I would agree with you that it is really a topic to discuss and a really wide topic. One more question for Marijo, and then we will finish with our discussion. Marijo, when talking about false alarms, we know that they are really big problem for the security industry in general. What can AI do to decrease the rate of false alarms in video surveillance?
Yeah, the AI as a concept started many years ago. So I remember my beginnings, in the CCTV at that time. My first AI conference, or at that time we called that VCA, Video Content Analysis, was in London 2007, with some very interesting technologies at that time, but most of them were related to something that I mentioned during my presentation about the background modeling. So background modeling was a technology. I don't know who else is using today on the market, but it was really related on a manual calibration. So the algorithm was recognizing what is the background and extracting the foreground based on the different rules that were given by the person, by the administrator or installer of the system, the camera was learning or was taught what means the 3D perspective. So like drawing kind of 3D grids, or measuring different person on a different perspectives and positions. So going back at that time, that was the really revolutionary concept comparing to the motion detection, but still with a pretty much difficulties. So mainly was not resistant to the changing of the background. Then at certain moment, couple of companies, I believe including us, we started with this new concept of pattern modeling, of the pattern algorithms that was more related to the machine learning. That means that the system was learned by the machine, by the software, by the system at the end of the day, and the system was taught to classify and detect different types of the objects. However, this machine learning was catching the limit at certain moment. So you can push the details through that system to the cameras, but at certain moment you could not do better than that. So the false alarms were, let's say, always a problem at that time. I believe that today, speaking with the deep learning technologies, something that I already mentioned, as more data feeds, the more security system learn what to look for, at the end means more intelligent and efficient system. With these kind of technologies, we will really approach at certain moment very, very close to 100%, which is not the case, and I don't know if when it will be the case, but very close. Even today, we are to these numbers, while we are really, really lowering down the false alarm. So I would easily say that even today, with in a right application, again, I have to mention the application and the customer expectations. So if the customer, I was asked a couple of years ago for some airport project, can the camera detect if someone throws some short object like a phone, like something through the window? So this is something that is very deep. I don't know if it's possible today, but it will be very difficult to be reached. But having in mind what the system can do, if we teach the system, educate the market, show them the capabilities, do the proof of concept, which is our common way of doing a business. So many times we go with our system to the customer, giving them a free of charge for 30, 60 days to feel, to see, to build the expectations at the end of the day. I believe that we can really reach nice application which can bring the effectiveness level of the operators on a highest possible level and make the first responder to be in the right place, in the right time, to do the proactively responding.
Thank you very much, Marijo. Maybe this would be an interesting question for all of our participants to ask about false alarms. Let's start maybe with Đorđe. Đorđe, what do you think that will deep learning solve the problem of, not actually solve, but reduce the problem of false alarms?
It depends about which false alarm. If we're talking about motion detection false alarm, I think now analytics can very good avoid the possible false alarm. Example, our cameras are making sample of the person in the 3D, and it's very good avoiding any other false alarm and just can detect the person or vehicle. And if we going into some special situation like Marijo told, special demand, that is the very hard to reach, because I think sometime it's best to follow that, to take the study case, the customer test to see. But for the regular, motion detection and the picture, I think that it's for now very clear, very very, very good solve that for the false alarm, that avoiding false alarm.
Thank you very much, Đorđe. Luka, would you agree actually then that the conclusion was would be actually that everything depends on the offer and the customer expectation, as Marijo mentioned?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you approach a client and say this is 100% working, so the slightest mishap will result into complete lack of trust in this. But if you explain what are the benefits and you really reduce the number of false alarms, because a simple box in the wind does not trigger an alarm. This for sure will remove 80 to 90% of the problems that we had with motion detection. But in the cases that we need that we need to know that the trespassing into a protected area needs to be 100%, we can put here some other segments like intrusion and link this to a PTZ camera. So with 100% certainty, we can know that if somebody crosses the barrier, the PTZ camera will go straight to that point and give us a live feed. So yeah, bottom line is I agree with Đorđe, this will solve most of our problems.
Thank you very much. This is actually the end of our panel discussion and our webinar on the trends. I would like also to mention just that you have greetings on LinkedIn from our participants, from our audience, including Senad, Tarek, Josip, Alexander, Dr. Uwe Versted. He's also asking for the contact details. Bogdan already answered there, so you can also connect.
Thank you very much, guys.
With Dr. Uwe and talk about possible cooperation. Thank you very much for this event, for this 1 hour and more. It was really great to listen to you, to listen to your presentation, and to find out what are the new products.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
Adria team.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All the best. Cheers. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening. Bye, guys.
I would also just like to announce that next Thursday we will talk about access controls, the trends in access control, and now our presenters there will be Spitze International, Suprema, Assa Abloy, as well as HIT. See you on next Thursday at 2 p.m. Goodbye.